We'll just
Marshall has really nice stuff.
Hey everybody, thank you guys for coming. We're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm grateful for all of you who were able to come today to hear Mr. John Smith talk. I have a little introduction for him before he gets started, and but he is, I don't know if any of you, I know some of you have already met Mr. Smith because he works with our group violence intervention program in the violence, injury, and trauma unit. And I feel like maybe it's been over a year or two, a year and a half or more that you've been working with us. I had the pleasure of, I've met you a couple times, but we got to chat a lot during the CVP day. So we hung out and we were just talking about a lot of the work that Mr. Smith does in the community. He is a motivational speaker, you are a pastor, and really just a longtime community leader. And he offered to come and talk to us. I've been kind of telling him about, I don't know, we talk about a lot of things, about work and life, and it's just such an honor and pleasure to speak with him. And I feel like every time we get on the phone, we end up talking for about an hour just about life in general. And I thought it'd be really great for him to come here and talk to us. You know, it's really, not that it's not related to work, but this is more of just a general conversation. I thought we could all use a little motivation in our lives, just a little thoughts and ideas, and you know, we kind of titled this The Power of Perspective, and thinking about our life in a little bit of a different way and how we impact others. So that wasn't all of the things that I had to say about you, but I wrote that he brings more than 25 years of experience inspiring personal growth, strengthening communities, supporting individuals through some of life's most difficult challenges. He served as a burn unit ambassador at Washington Hospital Center, a partner in the St. Mary's County GBI program, and a mentor and a coach to men and youth across the county and the region. His work blends compassion, candor, and a deep belief in the power of personal transformation. So, without further ado.
I really do appreciate greatly this opportunity to be here. Because anytime that I stand in front of an audience, stand in front of people, I do not take it lightly. First, I do not ever take it lightly. Because you're taking your time to listen, I must be respectful to you. I had an opportunity just last week. We're at it's called a Phoenix World Burn Conference. And it was over 800 people there. And not everybody was burned, but 95% of the people there had experienced some type of burn. From a person who had literally tried to commit suicide, and she set herself on fire, realizing that it was not a good choice. They had people there that were burned from, many people were burned from 2 years and under, which is really dramatic for a child that age to go through the process of being burned. Who here has been burned in one manner or another, even though a slight little burn? How much fun was that? Zero fun. Absolutely. Were any of you hospitalized? How long? Young lady here, right?
I'm sorry. No, probably I don't know, 2 days.
Okay.
But it was with oil. I was cooking and my legs.
And you were burned also then? No? Somebody else? Who else experienced a burn?
Oh, you know, from grease popping, you know, when you cook it or
That's
something
a
like that.
burn.
Yeah.
Now, how many of you felt, what's your name now?
Joanna.
Joanna?
Uh-huh.
How many felt her pain? Nobody. How many felt, what's your name now?
Sarika.
Teresa. How many felt Teresa's pain?
Sarika with an F.
Oh, Sarika. As in Eureka, we found
Yeah.
it. But none of you feel each other's pain.
Correct.
How many are social workers? Any social workers here? What,
Pointing at me. I am technically not a social worker.
are you a social worker, ma'am?
Not technically, by.
Do you socially work to help
Yes,
others?
I do.
You're a social
All raise your hand.
I would say
We're all-
most of us all do that.
Just
in
about
this
everybody
case.
here
Yeah.
is in one manner or one situation a social worker
Yes.
of sorts. You are here to help.
Yes.
I have a list of things that I remind myself of each day, and the top list says to love God and to serve people.
Amen.
To love God and to serve people. I'm not here to proselyte or get you to do, that is not what I'm here for. But I want you to get a good understanding. There's a power in everything you do. There's a reason for everything you do. There's a justification for everything you do. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 people here today, and I appreciate each and every one of you. The power of perspective. Also, the power of perception. A perspective will set you up. I come into the room here this morning, and I see everything that's already lined up, 16 people here. Now, out of these 16 that are here, you have a perspective every time you come to work. Every single time you come to work, you have something on your mind. You're rushing to get here. You're running late. You got here early. The traffic was bad. You had to reroute. You had to do all these things. Then you spilled coffee on your outfit. Then you didn't get your chance to get your coffee. You hope that there's a good coffee here when you get here. When you get here to work, and you find that some things have changed. Somebody moved your cheese. It's not where it used to be, and really when somebody moves something that you're so used to having in a certain place, it changes your perspective. It changes your thought process, it changes everything about you. Here's the uncanny thing about people. A lot of people, when they come to a job, they work just hard enough so they don't get fired. And they just enough so you don't. So you don't quit. Absolutely. That's the perspective. That's the thought process. How can you change that? How do we change that? How do you change your thought process? There are things that employees, if you want to take notes, please do. You want to write something on your phone, please don't be afraid. It will not bother me. I'd rather that you write something, remember it, than to wonder what it was. If you write something, you will remember it. If you try to think about it, you'll forget it. So just write it down. 3 things. 3 questions for a team. One is, can I trust you? Can you trust Andy? Can you trust her? Can you help me achieve the things that I want to achieve and become the person I want to become? And do you care about it? Do you care about it? That does not mean that, who here has children? Wow, okay, you have children?
Now I do, Mr.
Congratulations.
We didn't get to talk about that yet. We'll uncover that.
Typical information has not been disclosed and disseminated to everybody. But your children have to trust you. Your children have to know that you care about them. In an employment, now there's 17 here, I do believe. In a job, in a work, in a career, atmosphere, you want your person, your boss, your employer, whoever it is that you're looking up to trust you, to care about you. What's a team if I don't care about who's on my team? The team's not going to be very good, not going to be very functional. Now, with these 17 people, and I talked to Mr. Marcus earlier about it, which made really good sense to him. Since it made sense to him, I'm going to go ahead and utilize it again. Everybody comes to work. You probably walk in here just minutes against each other, Everybody gets there about the same start time, unless you have a flexible time, I'm not sure. But everybody gets to work at a certain time. When you get to work, you go to your cubicle, you go to your desk, you go to wherever it is. Or there's 17 people that come in here, not arm in arm, kumbaya, but you come in here with the same mindset. Whether you come in and have 17 people doing 17 different things, going 17 different directions, nobody communicates with anyone. It's hard for a team to work like that. It really is. I've said things such as a mission statement. For anybody, what's a mission statement? Throw a hand up, wave. Yes, ma'am, what's a mission statement?
Kind of like an overall goal for whatever you're doing, or objective for whatever goal you're looking towards reaching for an organization. Or
Thank you. I'm glad you pulled that in because it was really you, then you said the organization.
Right.
Because you can't be, an organization has to be an organism. Because organizations are dead. Organisms live. Organisms grow. Organisms have life. Organisms do things. Organisms work. It has to work as a single unit. But organizations, quite often cold, quite often independently thinking, quite often doing their own thing. But an organism lives. Perspective, the power of perspective. I don't know if you have a mission statement. I couldn't say if you did. It's an idea if you did. You should have a mission statement for yourselves. How many different types of groups are in this group this morning? Functions. Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. What is your function now? What do you do?
Care coordinator for a maternal program.
For what?
Maternal program for
Maternal? Okay.
Yes, pregnancy and children less than 3 years old.
All right, pregnancy and children less than 2 years old. What is yours?
Violence, injury, and trauma. So youth
Violence,
mentoring.
injury, trauma. Wow.
Yeah, like VIT, but under that you have the GBI, youth mentoring. I think we have more than 6, probably like 8 different
8 different
functions, if not more.
different functions. How well do you function together?
Great.
Great. How well do you communicate together?
Great.
What am I here for then?
I appreciate your time. Personal life too. My personal life is not great, so that's what I'm here for.
I'm scared for a moment. Trust me, I'm good. But it's good to be because I don't know you. And you don't know me. So let us get to know it. I'll let you get to know me. The reason I started off with the Burn group, the Burn Summit, was because I experienced the burn. July 16, 1987. My wife, 5.5 months pregnant, Patty, Amber, 8, Melanie, 6, and Cassie, 3. Those are my daughters. And we were going, some of you may have been around here long enough to know where McKay's was. It's out of business now, up in the Mechanicsville area. Just past that was called a stretch of the road called Dead Man's Turn. And the reason why it was called Dead Man's Turn, to my knowledge, is because people had died there, multiple accidents there because of the topography would actually throw the car into another lane of traffic. So on this Thursday afternoon, around 3 to 3:30 in the afternoon, we're going to Waldorf to have so I can get my wisdom teeth pulled because I was going to be sedated. My wife, Patty, was driving. I had not been a good person. I had been a good man. I had not been a good father. I had not been good anything at all. And on that Thursday before, the 9th of July, Patty was at church. She prayed. She said, whatever it takes for me to change, she's willing to do. But she just didn't want to leave the girls. Her prayer was answered. Because on that day, that July 16th, 1987, about 3:30 in the afternoon, we were going north, and I heard her say oh God, and I looked at her, because she was driving, I was in the passenger, I looked at her, and I could see her teeth clenching, her hands gripping the steering wheel, she was locked in place, and I could feel the car start to swerve. And as the car started to swerve, I didn't feel an impact, but I woke up moments later. I don't know exactly how long it took. But I'm sitting in the car, and I know that the car's on fire. I know it. Don't have to tell me. I can't tell you why I knew it, but I knew the car's on fire. And there's little a hand that touched my shoulder and shook me, and I woke up. I'm looking around, but because the temperature in the car between 126 and 560 degrees, that's the temperature in which I was sitting. But while I'm sitting in that inferno, I'm at peace. First time in my life, 31 years old, that I really felt at peace. And a voice spoke to me and said, Patty, the girls are gone. But you have to go, but I want you to go back into the darkness and bring my light. I have to tell you this part of it because that's what happened. I can't leave it out. I'm sitting in the car and there's a light in front of me. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3:15 in the afternoon. And the light is so bright that it's blinding, but it's peace. There's no pain, I mean literally no pain at all. The most peaceful place I've ever been in my entire life is sitting in the midst of a fire. Contrary, they just don't go together. But you go through fires every day. You just don't have the scars. You go through fires every day. You may not experience the loss, but you're still losing something. Because you're giving away, sharing. That is your perspective. To do, to help, to aid, to encourage, to lift up those that are weighted down, that are going through difficult times. Young kids, they need help. GVI and all those other things that you do, we need your help. And everybody, every part and every aspect of these 17 people that are here, you're needed. You're needed. You're valuable. Now, as I'm sitting in the car, I wet my hand on the top of my head, which was my habit, and I could hear the sound of the skin peeling off. I used to have long hair. I don't have it. I meant to bring it with me. I'm ashamed of myself for not. And I knew they were gone. I just knew it. And as I'm sitting in the car, and I look through the window, and it's pitch black. It's 3:30, 3:15 in the afternoon, but it's pitch black. That's how bright the light in the car was. And as I said, I'm blind because my eyelids are burned almost completely through. I don't have a sense of smell. I don't have any of those senses except the knowledge that they're gone. That's perception. They're gone. That's a reality. Nobody came to my rescue because the car engulfed in flames. I don't know how long it had been burning, but nobody came to my rescue. So I looked down. I couldn't look down. First of all, I hit my arm against the door frame. And in the process, I burnt my arm more. But I didn't want to take it apart because I didn't want to lose it. See if that screw comes out for you, please. The perspective of everybody looking around, nobody could have survived. The perspective could have been, what's the use? We'll just wait for them to put the fire out and see who's left. Did it come out? In 1971, we were driving a Ford Mustang, 1972 Ford Mustang. This is a window crank. This is window crank. I ordered it because this is what saved my life. Something so seemingly insignificant as a window crank. But in 1972 to 1987, I'm sitting in this car on fire. But in 71, there was an assembly line of people performing a function to build a car. Now, the QA that watched over the quality assurance and the quality individuals that watched over the process, their perspective was that the person on the assembly line was going to put this crank, go take your crank, that's your job. You're going to put that crank on the passenger side door. And the supervisor expectation and perspective is everybody's doing their job. But more important than the crank is this little thing here that holds it all together. This screw does not weigh, how much do you think that weighs? Come on.
Nothing.
Weighs
No,
Nothing.
Nothing.
things in your life that seem to be absolutely nothing and of absolutely limited to no value at all. Thank you. That is for me. Due to a previous lifestyle, I had sinus problems. And when I become more emotional, when I start to really know what I'm doing, it becomes even more evident. How significant is this little insignificant screw to an organization? How significant are the small things that you do that makes a difference in someone else's life? How significant is something that's so small I can hide it, I can stick I could, you barely even see it. But how significant is it that for me, 6 years, 5 years later, when this car comes off the assembly line, that every detail, every function has been performed to the utmost quality, representing the Ford Motor Company. How significant is each and every one of you here that when you come to work and you sit at your desk, you get on your phone, you do whatever it is that you're going to do and have to do, how significant are the little details? Because no details is significant. Because in 1987, on July 16th, that window crack had to be properly installed so that I could reach down and wind the window down. Because if it was not properly put together with the quality that I needed, I would not have survived. You make a difference in the lives of so many. The details that comma that really need to be there. That misspelled word that needed to be corrected. I'll come back to it. Any of you ever heard of the Sinner's Bible? Okay, in the Bible Museum up in Washington DC, there's something called the Sinner's Bible. The reason why it's called the Sinner's Bible because it left out one word. In the Bible, all these hundreds of thousands of Bibles were printed with that one word left out. It says, "Thou shalt commit adultery." It should have read, "Thou shalt not commit adultery." And they were published and they were disseminated throughout all these areas. And when King found out, he saw the Bible, he read it, he found that there was a mistake. And the publishers that put it together, he commanded that they collect every Bible and replace it. Some of them didn't get replaced. Some people kept them, and it's super valuable if somebody finds one now. But because it left out that one word, some 3-letter, seemingly insignificant word, changed the entire Bible. It changed every word of it by leaving out one word. Nothing that you do is insignificant. Nothing that you do does not carry weight. And nothing that you do, you should never feel that I don't care. I'm not important. So as I'm sitting there in the car and I wind the window down, I know my mom kept the car. So I think she kept it so I could see that nobody could have survived except me because the car was flexed around so much. The steering wheel was here and the back seat was here. That space contained my wife and 3 daughters. That space. This little confined area, the size of a car seat, was where they were. I was blessed that they did not, almost on impact they were killed. Within the first 5 seconds of impact they were killed. My daughters did not have to go through 25 surgeries. I know I have at least 25 that I can remember. I don't know what they did while I first got to the hospital, or how many they performed then. They did not have to go through the struggle as people stare at them and make fun of them. For my wife, knowing that she could not, the child would have been killed, 5.5 months pregnant, and been seeming no way for maybe to survive. My daughter's ridiculously gorgeous. To grow up scarred and disfigured. They did not have to. Patty's prayer was answered. I changed, and she didn't leave the girls. It was worth it for her to pray for me to change in that manner, and did not leave the girls. As I wind down the window, I feel the flames come in as I look and it hits me in the face. I can feel the fire, but it does not have permission to kill me. And I literally climb, I walk through the fire. And as I'm walking through the fire, I hear somebody calling, so I go to where the person is calling, and I lay down. He said, I said, look, man, I'm cool. That was my mindset. I'm cool. Call my mom, let her know I've been in an accident. I'm laying there flat on my back, looking up. And I said, God, why now? Why do you take them now? After I decided to be the man, the person, the father, the husband that I know I can be and should be, why do you take them now? And the same voice that spoke to me in the car that said to keep on going, that this is what it took to get your attention, but everything will be all right. And over these last 38 years, everything has been all right. I'm remarried, have a wonderful wife, a son, daughter, more grandchildren that can fit in this room because they keep adopting us. You know that they're related to when they come to your house, walk through your door, and go to your refrigerator. That's family. but I am blessed. It's not that I am alive. That would be one perspective, which would be very powerful. The perspective, you're alive, John, you're alive. Yes, I'm alive, but I'm more than alive. I have life. One speaker said, live full and die empty. Live full, live full. And when you die, die empty. Don't let the cemetery contain all your unfulfilled dreams. Don't let a cemetery be richer than any other place in the world because you had dreams, you had aspirations, you had desires, you had ability, you had commitment, but you did not follow through. So all those wonderful things that you wanted to do, you want to get your PhD and you said, well, it's too difficult, it's too hard, I don't have time. Find the time because it's valuable, it's worth it. Everything you do is worth it. Every challenge that you face is worth it. Face the challenge. They call us burn survivors. I am not a survivor. This is why I'm not a survivor. I'm an overcomer. I conquer. The Bible says, have dominion over, I dominate. I dominate every burn. My scars start from the top of my head, literally, and they go to my ankles. My arm from here to here is the only place I don't have a lot of scars. My wife says it's not a pretty arm because it doesn't have a lot of scars. I have a burn mark, but that's about it. But literally from my ankles all the way up, I have scars. And I'm not scarred, I'm branded. I tell people this. I said, the Lord put his hand on me. And when he put his hand on me, he branded me. Because just like cattle and horses, they carry a brand of their owner. And I don't mind being owned by the Lord. That's for me. Okay, you do what you want. Y'all road. Y'all road. But for me, this is my perspective. I dominate situations because I have the power to do it. I'm not going to take advantage of anybody here. I'm not going to dominate you with my size or anything else, but I will if you have a problem, dominate it. You have a challenge, dominate it. Put your foot on it and put your foot down and dominate it. If you fall down, fall face down, turn over. You're looking up. Look up and don't stop. The perspective was, you see a car is on fire and there's no way that anybody could survive. My perception was, I'm not going to die. I can't die. I am so much in that mindset that when they took me away in the ambulance, in the helicopter, I said, this helicopter crashes. Everybody will be killed except me and I won't know how to get out. Literally, this is what I'm thinking as I'm being flown to Washington Hospital Center. That was my perspective. That was how I saw me. They said when I got to the hospital, they said I was the worst facial burn that survived at that time. 35% of my body had 3rd-degree burns. My eyes, I couldn't see for almost 2 weeks. Everything I tasted tastes like asphalt, Jell-O, sugar. Only thing that was sweet was water. Water was like somebody poured sugar into it. I don't know why. I went in the hospital about 235 pounds. When I came out 7 weeks later, I'll get to that in a moment, I weighed 193 pounds. My socks wouldn't stay up. But they said, as I'm laying there, and my parents are around it, and they were talking to my mom and dad, he said, if he lives, if that was their perspective, if he lives, he'll probably be blind. He may have some brain surgery. He may have some other things that are going on. My perception was, you don't know who's here. You don't know what I'm capable of. I can't die. I won't die. I refuse to quit. You'll be surprised how far you can walk if you just keep on walking. Don't quit. You can't quit. You can't give up. You can't give in. No matter how difficult the challenge, you can't. You can. There is a way for you to make it work. You just have to keep on thinking. Your perspective, their perspective said you can't. This won't work. But your perception is just another challenge, just another opportunity, just another chance for me to prove something else to myself. That there's no task too difficult. There's nothing that a team can't do. There's nothing that a group with a single-mindedness cannot perform. They said I should be in the hospital at least, in intensive care at least 6 months. At least 6 months. They figured I should be in the hospital at least a year and a half to 2 years because of the damage that they saw. That was their perspective. That's what they saw. I was home and in my own bed 7 weeks later to the day. 7 weeks later, I was home. Not 7 months. Not what they thought, because their perspective did not match up with my perception. What I thought. They said the thing of a clear perspective is I've lost my family. I've lost my identity. Everything about me that was isn't anymore. That's their perception. But that's their perspective. My perception was, when I looked in the mirror for the first time and I could see, it was weeks later, I looked in the mirror, I was literally white. I had no pigmentation. I was white as your sweater is white. And I looked at it and I said, wow, this is what I look like white. What else am I gonna do? I had long curly hair and I paid for every bit of it. It was gone. My ears, used to have earrings, gone. My nose, they gave me this. I had a white plastic surgeon. He gave me this little Michael Jackson nose. But the perspective was, he'll have anger issues. He'll probably have to deal with PTSD. He has lost his identity. He's for sure lost his family. But my perception was, I am alive. I am alive. And you can't take that from me. I'm not just living and existing. I am alive. And I made up my mind that I'm going to get my hands back, because my hands were burning so severely that all I could do was fold them down. I could not flex my fingers like as I do now. I used to do things. I used to put ace bandages on my hands, and I put them in a position where I'm clenching, and I'd wrap it up and I hold it there for as long as I could stand it. I mean, to the point of tears. I couldn't stand it anymore. I'd take it off and I'd do it again. I'd take it off and I kept doing it because I wanted my hands back. I needed my hands. That was my perception. The power of perspective is how I laid it out for you to see. The power of perception is what you see that I've done. Are you with me? If I'm not making sense, you say, you know what, that didn't make very much sense. And maybe you can rephrase it differently. We all have ability. We all have something amazing. Everyone has something amazing. At the burn clinic, we had a young man named Bruce. Bruce, I talk about Bruce everywhere I go because Bruce was amazing. He's coming from literally that building over there across the room. And Bruce is in a wheelchair. Why is he in a wheelchair? Because he has one leg, one arm, and one eye. And as he's coming across, he said, I want to talk to you. I want to meet you. He's telling me, he's announcing himself. I want to meet you. So he gets over there and says, what's your name, man? I'm Bruce. And he starts telling me about himself and that he loves to swim. I'm thinking, you have one arm. You have one leg. And don't get something in your good eye. Because that's the only eye you had. But he is so amazing. He's been burned for many years. There were some young ladies there. My God. They barely look like women anymore. Because they've been burned so severely. All their hair is gone. Their skin, one lady, she was dancing with her husband or boyfriend. She was treating him like a boyfriend. Because she had her arm up around his neck. She was holding him tight. And she was barely moving. But there was just nothing but love. I mean, just nothing but love coming from them. It was like an aura all around them because he'd lean down and give her a kiss and she'd hold on to him. And she does not look, she has limited facial features of beauty other than her beauty. Are you with me? And that was more than enough. He looked as though he was, I don't know how long they've been married, but it's obvious they've been together for a while. It was obvious. And there are so many other examples of people that, from an outside perspective, would feel sorry for. But there was nobody in that room that felt sorry. They were alive. When you come to perform your mission, I don't want to say job. That's almost demeaning. When you come in and you have a mission, and you give this mission your all, and sometimes you're going to be disappointed because you're not going to get that back. That's just the reality of what you do. People are not grateful for the work that you do. But you have to know that the work you do is going to make the difference in somebody's life. The social worker that came to speak with me, the nurses were the most valuable people I've ever met in my entire life because they brought my food and medication. Two important aspects when you can't feed yourself. You can't even, they would do this. This is crazy. They could not lift me, so they would roll me over into a lift to weigh me. It was just like I was an animal. You seen cows that are being picked up and weighed. You ever see those? That's what they were doing with me. They cranked me up, 100 and whatever, set me back down, or they would take me to the place called I called it, they had to debride. And debriding is this. Anybody know what debriding is? All right. So you have an idea. They have to cut away the dead skin. In order to cut away the dead skin, they have to get to the live. And it's another aspect of pain with no reward, except the next day to do the same thing again. They changed my bandages 4 to 6 times a day, and the reward for changing the bandages was they have to come back and do it again. When in the process of debriding, they had somebody on both hands and somebody on my head, and they're just clipping away. I'm in a stainless steel tub, and I call it the stainless steel snow angel because that's what it was built like. They had somebody on my legs. They had people working on me, and every day, only thing I could look forward to the next day was, guess what? More pain. But then it got to the point that I could literally take my bandages off myself with limited pain because I wanted to get better. Twice they had to reburn my leg because it became infected. So they used these sticks. I thought they called them nitrous oxide sticks. They're about this long. And what they would do, they just rubbed it down my leg and bring it back up. And when they did that, it literally sucked all the air out of me. The first time they did it, I couldn't breathe. And I said, stop. I said, wait a moment. I got myself together, came to the edge of the bed, pushed my foot to the floor as far as I could. And I said, okay, go ahead. And she started again. She had somebody that she was training. They're going up and down my leg, reburning it. It took about 35 to 40 minutes to do it. And I Just I just started singing. I just started singing. And as I was singing, they finally finished up and said, it wasn't that bad. I looked at it and said, no, it was. From the first time to the last. But if I'm out of control, then you'll be out of control. As long as I stay under control, it makes your job that much easier. When you stay under control and you don't get into the moment too much that you can no longer perform the function that you're there for, you are making the situation worse. You have to control your emotions, even though it's difficult. You just have to step out of the room, whatever it is. Because not everything that you go through, things that you do is pleasant. I would venture to say, guess what? My degree's in social work. Crazy, but true. How did I know 45 years ago when I graduated from college? How many here are even 45, you know? So before many of you were born, I'd already graduated from college. Neither did you know or did I know that on this November the 18th of the year 2025, that I will be standing before you, telling you a story, a real life story. See, perspective is powerful. How you perform. My uncle used to say, buddy, whatever you're going to do it so that the living, the dead, and the unborn can't do it better. I think that covers everything, doesn't it? Those that are living can't do it better. Those that are already gone on can't do it better. And the ones that have not been born yet, they can't even touch it. In your life, you're going to have these golden moments. But you can't live in a moment. You can't live in a moment. Because as soon, if you breathe, everybody breathe out and try to catch the air. Try to catch your breath. You can't do it. It's gone. And that's yesterday. We can't live in yesterday. As good as yesterday was, you can't live in it. You have today. You have a present. You have a gift. I keep reminding people today is the dawn of a brand new day. Today is the dawn of a brand new opportunity. Today is the only time you're going to have it. Tomorrow is a wish. It's a hope, but it's no guarantee. What you have, the impact you make is right now. Right now. Right now. Not tomorrow. It's now. The life you change is now. The perspective is this. Perspective can be potential, it's power. But really it's not power. The execution of your perspective, the execution of whatever it is you do creates the power that allows you to keep going and keep doing more. As I said, the doctors thought, their perspective was that if I live, they didn't know that I am alive. They said PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Any of you have people that deal with it? And I try not to be insensitive. I really try not to be insensitive, but I would make a very bad therapist because they said it hurts. Guess what? It's supposed to hurt. You want to get better? Flex. Work. So post. Ladies, one lady, you had a little, you have a child?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you pregnant now?
No, I'm not. I'm not. No.
You're not. Okay. That means you already had. That means it's past. You're not going through labor right now, are you?
No.
That means it's post. The thing is, too many times people change that P from a post to a present. And they make their present traumatic stress their disorder. It's not present. It's past. It's post. It used to be. It's not now. Anybody here in labor? Anybody here being burned? Anybody falling off a cliff? Being electrocuted? All those things may have happened, but they are not happening now. That's why I say I dominate. post yesterday. Traumatic, losing Patty, my daughters? Yeah, that's super traumatic. Stressful? Yeah, there's moments. But it's not a disorder, because I dominated. It's not my disorder, because I'm taking the dis off and bringing it into order. I dominate the moment, because that's all I had. And I make it up in my mind, that's what I'm gonna do. I tell the men, change your mindset, you change your life. You change your mindset, you change the function of your job. You change your mindset, I'm coming, same day, different stuff. Oh my goodness, sorry. When's Angela gonna come down here and chew me out one more time? I'm so tired of this. I don't know why I quit. I don't just quit. I can't get paid. They won't pay. Nobody else is gonna pay me. So I guess I better come to work. Here comes Angel. And how you doing? It's so good to see. I was waiting. I was hoping that you come by so you could talk to me. That's the perception she wants you to have, but you know the perspective. You know what's going on. I have a book full of notes, and I think I've gotten to half of the first page. I really want you to understand, I want you to grasp this. You only have now. You only have right now. You only have right now. And whatever you're gonna do it now. Do it quickly. Whatever you're gonna do it. Change your mindset, change your perspective, and change your perception. When you change the way you think, you change everything about your life. Every aspect about your life changes when you change the way you think. You have a mind, and don't mind using it. You have dreams, you have aspirations, you have desires. Dream. I tell people to dream. I tell them, dream and then dream bigger. Why not dream bigger? Why not? Execute your dreams. The Bible says, for faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For hope is in your dreams. Dreams are things you haven't seen, but you want to come to life. Anybody have dreams? My dream is that I'm going to be the most sought after speaker on the East Coast. I see it. I see it. And I believe it. My dream is the thing I'm going to do for my children, the thing I'm going to do for my family, the thing I'm going to do for generations to come. I see it. But that's my dream. It's your dream, young lady. Pink thing, blonde hair. That's your dream. What's your dream? Talk to me. Tell me. Give me a dream. Please, give me a dream. Go ahead and say it. Put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Anybody here have a dream? Please, don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid. That's what happens to dreams. You don't open your mouth and say it. If you don't say it, how do you expect it to become a reality? Let me get my PhD. I think I am. No, I don't think so. You know, I'm too busy. I have too many things to do. It's just a waste of time. So frustrated. No, I wasn't talking about you. No, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about somebody that seemed like you over here in this empty space. But we sell ourselves short. We sell ourselves short on your dreams. You sell yourself short on your dreams. Dream. Dream. Have hope. Dream. And then dream bigger. The Greatest Showman. Dreaming with your eyes wide open. I love that. And I do it. I dream. I see things. I can see things with my eyes wide open. I see my dreams coming to life. I see myself doing things. I see it. If I can see it, you can make it happen. Believe in yourselves. Believe in your team. Believe that every person in here is so significant that this would just fall off at the most critical time because there's something that's so insignificant wasn't put in place. Everything you do is significant. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Any questions, please? I like questions. I have answers. Whether you like the answer or not, I still have answers.
So you had a big event that occurred in your life that made this change in you. What if we don't really have like a big event in our life? Like how can I change my mindset from being kind of like negative all the time? Like maybe on the outside I seem like I'm positive and stuff, but I have so much negativity associated with just different parts of my work life, and I feel like, what do you do if you don't have that big event that changes your perspective, or your perception?
That's a good question.
Excellent question. First, do you need something big to get you to change your mind?
I don't know. Maybe
That's
this is the start of
yourself.
it.
What's your name, ma'am?
Ashley.
Ashley! Ashley, do you need something? Come here, Ashley. Come on up. I'm gonna give her a big event in her life. Ready?
Yes.
You ready?
Yes.
Now, with that slap in the face, do you really need me to slap you in your face to let you know that you have something in here that's more than what you see on the picture? Pull your picture up, please. Don't mind. Look at the smile. Say, look at her. Take a good look at her. What is she telling you? Come on. She said, Ashley, come on, girl. Come on. Look in the mirror. Look inside. Look through those eyes, and you see the person that's really in there just waiting to get out. Will you please let her out?
Yes.
Will you please let her out? How do you let her out? You talk to you. Talk to yourself. When nobody else is listening, just talk to yourself. You're riding in your car, you're riding home, you get home, wherever you are, you just talk to you. You tell yourself, I am more than this.
Amen.
I have so much more. You have talent in these hands. You have dreams in this head, whether you want to admit, you only have to admit it to you that you want more. When you admit, change your mindset, you start there. You tell you, I want more. I say, I am. Say, come on, talk to me. I am
I am
not
not
satisfied.
satisfied.
Show you something. I want you to read this to the people. All right? All right. Good. What does it say? Read it nice and loud.
Rising from the ashes.
All right. Start over. You didn't say it right.
Rising from the ashes.
Go ahead.
Soar above fear.
No. I want you to put I.
I soar above fear. I soar above failure. I soar above limits. I soar above opinions. I can, I will, why? Because I have to.
No, you did that way too wrong. Let me help you. This is how you do it, all right? This is how Ashley changes.
Small font there.
Yeah. You're right. Sorry. I'm rising above the ashes of my yesterday.
Are we all repeating?
I'm gonna soar above. Say again?
I thought we were all gonna repeat it.
Hey, let's do it. Everybody, I like that. I want you to join Ashley. All right. I'm rising from the ashes.
I'm rising from the ashes.
I soar above fear.
I soar above fear.
I soar above failure.
I soar above failure.
I soar above limits.
I soar above limits.
I soar above opinions.
I soar above opinions.
I can.
I can.
I will.
I will.
Ask yourself why. Say why.
Why?
Because I have to.
Because I have to.
That's you.
That's good.
Hey, keep it in mind. Why do you do anything that you do? Why? You have to. You have to. I had to get out of that car, otherwise I would die. I have to. I have to do an introspection of myself virtually on a daily basis. Why? Because I have to. I have to keep going. No matter what, I have to keep going. One foot in front of the other. I said if you fall down and you hit your face on the ground, turn over. You're looking up. You already started to capture the moment. Look up. Look up. Everybody, does anybody, if you close your eyes, can you still eat? I bet you can find your mouth, can't you? I bet you can find your mouth that the food won't fall off of it. Let's see. Here we go. Great to nose, to ear, to chin, to left ear, mouth. There's some things you just do without even thinking about it. Now let's start thinking about it. Start thinking about what you're doing. Start thinking about what you put into your system. Start thinking about what you put here into your thought process. You want to stop being negative? Stop being. Stop. Just stop. It's your mindset. Because when you get ready to do, not going down that path. Triggers. Anybody ever have any triggers? I don't mean the horse from, you know. And you know exactly, this is how your trigger works. You see something over there that you're not supposed to have. You know you have to stay away from. You know that's kryptonite to Superman. But you find yourself doing this. If I take this step, I know what I'm going to do next. I know it's coming. I feel it coming on. I feel it. You ever feel that? You ever feel that thing coming on?
Yeah.
And you know why? You know why that stove is hot? Because you're getting closer to it.
Yeah.
And the closer you get, finally you get there and you say, you know what? Since I'm already here.
Let me go ahead.
I might do it. If I'm gonna do it, I might as well do it. There it is. And now you're burned. And as soon as you get burned, you say, why did I do it? You ask yourself, why did you do it? Because you kept following your triggers. You saw it way back here. You saw where you saw where you could end up. And that's where the mindset takes control. I'm not going there. I'm not doing it anymore. I've had too many years of dealing with that. I'm not dealing with it anymore. It's the part. You have two types of people. You have a person that says, I'm offering you a cigarette. Would you like a cigarette? No, I'm trying to quit. Anybody ever heard that?
Yeah.
Then you have the other person offer you a cigarette and you say, I don't smoke. You with me? All right. Any other questions? I don't want to keep taking up your time because I can go. I can go on and on. I have a lot of things up in here. I have 69 years, almost 70 years of stuff up here. Any questions? No?
Do you have any more of those cards?
As a matter of fact, I do.
You don't have 17 now.
We only need 16 now.
I should have brought more.
You're gonna have to bring some more
Yeah.
so we can hand them out.
I mean,
We know where to find you.
But somebody can make a copy of them and email like they do.
I appreciate you. I appreciate us sharing time together.
Thank you.
How many cards are there?
Almost enough.
I think you're almost enough.
Now, would you look at God?
Look.
Three
You got
left
extra?
over.
Oh, Michelle, I'm sorry, Shelley.
No, it's fine. I took that.
Amazing.
One for you.
Look.
No, I have more at home. You know what? I do need one more. Thank you.
You might need to give it to somebody.
Yeah, I am. Thank you. Appreciate it. But rising from the ashes, that literally is what I did. I had to. We have to. There's nothing greater than waking up. Really. There's nothing greater than waking up. So if you don't wake up, there's no more today. Every day that you wake up, I literally say, this is the dawn of a new day. It is, because it's never been before. It's the dawn of a new day. It's the dawn of an opportunity to change someone's life, and that change may be yours. So this is the dawn of a brand new day. Thank you for sharing with me this morning.
Thank you.
You did.
I know I did.
I have to write it down, or it doesn't work.